Hey guys, Brian here. Gonna take a little road trip today to pick up a new appliance for the shop. So follow along and see what we get. Well, there it is. Thanks to my floor jack and some pieces of pipe, I was able to roll it up on the trailer on those skids. So got it all loaded up. I'll get it back home, I'll tell you about it. Well, inspectors come to check it out. Remains to see if it's been approved or not. But we made it home safe. Everything rode okay on the trailer. And what I've got here is an outdoor wood stove, water heater basically. It's the back end of it. It's got 4 fire tubes for the heat transfer. Comes back and then it just goes straight up out the smokestack there. This is a Homer made job. This is not technically a boiler. There's no pressure on these. That's why it's got this open vent up here. This is just a hot water heater. It's what I use for doing the floor. And we've got a circuit on this side and a circuit on that side, and that's your water fill to maintain the level. As no doubt, if you're keeping this warm, you're going to cook off a little water all the time. So this unit has these fire tubes are 38 inches through. It's on a little homemade skid. This whole thing's homemade for that matter. Blacksmith built it. Basically, it's a little heavier made than what you see in most of these type of units, and that was kind of what drew me to purchasing it. Is it's a cheap way to get started. Bought this basically for what the materials would have cost me to weld it up, and if I don't like it, I can always modify it later. See, it's still hot weather here. We're sitting almost 100 degrees out here. So we've got a little air inlet that blows into the fire. This is the panel off the back. I believe it's 1/4 inch floor, and the rest of this is 3/16 plate laced on the front. About those tubes, I think they're looks like they're about the same, 3/16. So that is, this is a 4-foot deep firebox by 30 by 30, I think. It's 4 foot deep. $29 wide. Actually, it's about 30 inside. And doors 28. Yeah, so door opening's 28 by 28, which makes it easy to throw lots of wood in here. So hopefully it can burn all day long. And it's got the sight gauge there for checking the water level. Just a basic temperature control for the blower on there. It tells it when to come on and off for the hot water. It appears to be in okay shape. This is, somebody made all this themselves, not a factory built machine. I kind of like, it's built like a Taylor with the fire tubes in it. I believe they're the only one that actually does that. I think it's good technology. It's worked fairly well in steam boilers over the years, so I don't know why I wouldn't adapt well to this for getting the heat out. I kind of wish that it had another additional return back on the top up here to heat the water more, but I may wind up cutting this off and adding that later on if I feel like I'm losing a lot of heat. But since it's not already configured that way, I figure I'll have to measure what the stack temps are coming out, and if there's a substantial difference where it's losing a lot of heat, I'll add some more length to get rid of that, try and capture that efficiency back. And if it's, you know, close to, I don't know how cool it runs coming out, but if it's close to the water temp, there wouldn't really be any gain in doing it, so I'd just leave it alone. So just have to see how that goes. Could be a major modification project, or could not. I've also considered adding fire brick in here in the bottom to try and keep the fire temperature up a little hotter. All these stoves, you can see a lot of creosote in here because they run oxygen starved most of the times. They don't need a lot of heat just to heat the water up to, you know, 180 degrees. It's usually pretty typical where these will be run, so to keep the water temp to 180, you know, it doesn't take much of a fire, but you fill these up usually so that you don't have to come and tend it all the time. So it's kind of a catch-22. Makes it a little difficult. If you had a way to feed it in, would probably be the best, but wood's basically free here. I got all kinds of it that needs burned up and got rid of anyway, and that's a good way to do it, is use it to make some heat, keep the shop going. So if anybody has experience with fire bricking one of these and how much of a difference it made, I would be interested to hear about it. So I'm sure this falls into the realm of some of my viewers' expertise. I'm not the only one that has a wood stove, I'm sure, but appears to be pretty well made, and it's just got several years of use on it, and it's holding up all right. And the water was clear in it, wasn't all rusty. Guy that had it use the treatment all the time to keep it from rusting inside, so should be good in there. We'll just have to see how it does. So it's got a heavy-duty hinge set up, and doors full of refractory. Little tiny blower is all it takes to make the heat. So we'll have to see how it does making the heat. Might be a boat anchor, but it's some place to start. So I'll be getting this thing moved into position. It's going to go down there on the far side of that barn. There's a concrete pad. I plan to put it on, and that barn's going to be my dry wood storage for it, to have a nice source to feed it. It is all spray foam insulated, and then got another additional 2 inches of polystyrene around all that, so it's probably reasonably well insulated, so shouldn't lose all of its heat too bad. What do you think, Bailey? He's not sure. Well, I hope you enjoyed getting to see me drag this new shop appliance home. And even though it's super hot weather now, I know that winter time's coming, so it should help to get a little bit prepared. So thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, I'll catch y'all later.